So we just landed in Minneapolis, Minnesota on Black Friday because Sean, my buddy, and Chase, the guy that runs the shop, just told me about a collection up here in Minneapolis somewhere. But the rumor has it that there's a Fast and Loud build in this collection, plus a lot of other cars, maybe some boats, maybe some Sea-Doos, I don't know, maybe I'll buy a house like I did last time. Let's go check it out. Woo! Good morning. So we're here at Gas Monkey. It's a beautiful day, and it's beautiful also because of what's behind the camera guy. So if you've been watching the video, then you know that we went up to Minnesota to try to make a deal on pretty much one of the weirdest collection of cars and boats and golf clubs and tricycles, and I don't even know what all we bought. There was a lot of stuff there, and disclaimer right now, right here, is I know you haven't seen a lot about the vehicles yet because I can't walk around talking to the camera saying, oh, look how cool this is, look how badass this is, and look how awesome this is, when I'm trying to push this collection into a group and buy it at the smallest price I can. So now we're gonna get to start unloading these cars, taking a look. For the first batch, the guys just got here this morning. We brought the Daytona official pace car Trans Am. We bought the Grand Sport Corvette, the 442 Resto mod, the Baja boat, and the Wrecker with the 68, 69 Camaro?
68 Camaro, yeah.
68 Camaro on it. Good job, guys. How's the road trip?
Oh, that road trip sucked.
I don't know where to start with that road trip, bro.
Right.
So should I start with the good part or the bad
Well,
part?
it did take a little bit of a long time because y'all were supposed to be here in about 15, 18 hours, and it's been about 40.
So Motorsoda was nice enough to borrow us this rig, and the rig blew a
intercooler pipe.
We didn't make it 20 miles, and the truck failed.
Jeez.
Chase fixed that in the parking lot.
Yep.
We made it to the border of Iowa right as the sun was setting.
That's about 200 miles.
Yes,
And
correct.
then I lost a wheel on the trailer.
Well, there's a backstory on that. So
Lost the wheel on this one or that one?
the other one.
Boat
Okay.
trailer.
So I'm looking in my little mirror, and I seen a big poof of smoke in my mirror, and seeing his tire for the trailer catching up to the truck.
They do that, man. When they fly off, they go past you.
Right.
And I immediately went to exit. He thought something was wrong with me, not knowing there's something wrong with him.
I didn't even feel it because the stinger swivels as well. It absorbed all of it. I had no idea.
Holy cow.
So-
But
yeah.
it took
Where'd the tire go? Did it hurt anything?
No, it didn't hurt
I was
anything.
waiting for brake lights or emergency stuff.
Well,
and
I've seen some of
nothing.
those videos on the internet, and one
Yes.
time, long time ago, when me and Aaron had the big Gas Monkey 18-wheeler, the 18-wheeler beside us lost its front tire. I mean, like right here
Oh.
beside us, and it creamed through traffic, missed everything, and then just exploded a house. I mean, just boom. You're talking about, 400 pounds going 90 miles an hour. It was pretty rad. I
That
hope
was
nobody
pretty
got
much,
hurt on
that
that.
was my worst nightmare. There were no brake lights when we did our route, because we actually had to go to Iowa to get the parts to fix the trailer.
Right next to our hotel.
Right next to our hotel. So we drove past our hotel to get the parts to drive back to Minnesota.
But this is the craziest thing. I've never seen this happen before. When the wheel came off, it left
Oh, yeah,
all the
there's
lug
that
nuts.
story.
Left all the lug nuts, but took the caliper with
So
it.
how do you explain?
Wait a second.
How do you
All the
explain
lug nuts
that
were
the
still
lug
there,
nuts were there,
not a piece of the wheel.
but the wheel and the caliper were gone?
The center of the wheel that touches to the
No,
lug nuts is
it was
not
all
there?
No,
gone.
it was all gone.
It was all gone.
All of it.
Maybe the lug nuts were the wrong size?
No,
No?
how's that possible?
I don't know.
We
guys-
are still baffled.
I was still
But
trying
God
to figure that
literally
out.
pulled that wheel off.
So I got to give my guys some props here. I had to get back home for a function, and they stayed, and we had a ton of wreckers show up. They were just showing up when I had to leave. What do we have, 12, 15 wreckers?
Probably 15.
And then we borrowed this truck and trailer. I say we, they, and moved every single thing that we had to get off that property by 3 o'clock that morning. It was a long haul, but it was the right thing to do because we bought this guy's entire collection. Sometimes that can be a little emotional for someone. Sometimes he might get a little seller's remorse. So when you do something like this, you got to kind of grab and go, be as polite and nice about it as you can. And here we are. So, what are we gonna do? What are we unloading first?
I think we drop that boat under the awning, and then that wrecker's we can move out of the way, and then we can get this into some better room. And we can
I got to
unload
do
all
something
this.
about getting the boat to a better spot. We got a lot of wild cats around here.
Right.
I don't want any kitties living in this thing.
Well, right now we can just back it straight up.
So the boat,
this is this is a 2001 Baja 29.
yes.
Yes.
So this boat,
It's an Outlaw.
we did not
Yep.
want to remove the cover because it wanted to be basically a Christmas present. But the cover grenaded on us halfway here.
It's clean.
It's
So
super
we,
clean. Got one
we
little
unwrapped
rip.
this present.
It's got
for
two
you.
little rips right here and here. Those can be fixed.
Yep.
Come on up, camera dudes. This doesn't have a head, does it, down there?
What's that?
Is that a head down there?
That's your bed.
So no head.
Now.
Okay,
Fire
turn them
up.
off before you blow them up. There ain't no water going through.
No, so that's what's nice about this boat is you can take this out on the ocean because the motors have their own cooling system with their own radiators. So you can let this thing run as long as you want.
You know, I haven't owned a boat in probably 25 years, not even to buy and resale. So I'm gonna have to learn all my boating techniques again. But this one, I think we take this one up to the boat place. What is it, Phil Dill or whatever up there, and tell him to just go through it front to back, make sure it's
Right.
good. I mean, there's no sense in getting out here and not knowing something.
Right.
6.2s.
Twins, Merc Cruisers.
That is a clean boat compartment right there.
That is the
Yes,
cleanest
very
boat compartment I've ever
sanitary.
seen.
Everything's very
Super cool.
The inside looks like nobody's ever been inside of it. This
Look at that.
sounds like a limousine.
I'm making money already. There's a solid quarter. Okay, so 2001 Baja Outlaw
Twin screws.
29. Now, I looked this up on Boat Trader, and it looks like it's worth around, low is 52, 53, high is 65.
Right. I think
And
cleaned up.
In
I think.
today's market, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Huh?
In today's market, I'm saying more than
Well,
that.
I was looking at, current Boat Trader.
Right.
I'm
Once
telling
it's
you,
once it's
people
cleaned
are-
up, I think it's 65 plus.
This thing is rad. Let me get in.
The way we got this boat here is this sweet wrecker. That actually is part of the deal. We're gonna use this nonstop every time we go get a car. Instead of hooking a trailer to it, we're gonna just roll it right on the rollback. And if there's two cars, we got the Stinger, or we can put a trailer behind it, just like this. So this is gonna come in really, really good handy.
All right, cool. So, little whiskey dent on this one. What do we got here? 68?
68.
68. It's got 90s interior in it, so it's kind of cool on the inside.
That's not cool. Yeah, that is not cool.
Made you look.
Holy cow.
Made you look.
But
It's pretty clean.
seems like a solid car on this side.
For being Minnesota, it's not rotten.
What do we know about it?
We know it's a 454 with a blower on it. Don't know what blower yet. We haven't got real deep into it.
This
Really.
was his personal car out of his personal stash that he let this go,
Okay.
that he was ready to let everything go.
Well, let's get it going. Let's get it off. Looks like he's done some burnouts. What's his problem with these back corners?
Well, obviously the rear end gets away from him. And for you guys out there, this is what they call a whiskey dent. And a whiskey dent is where you lose your rear end and your rear end hits something.
Yeah. But I believe we have a starter in the back for this car already.
Well, we built a few cars with these motors.
So I think once you put the right starter on it,
I've owned less
Mustang.
Camaros than anything else.
really,
And I hate blue.
I know.
well, isn't there a twin around here like this? Minus the motor, the thing hang out the hood?
Yeah, it's in my garage at home.
Pop the hood. I don't know anything about it. I don't own Camaros. I said I own the least amount of Camaros.
Go ahead and kill the truck. The button with the white, hit turn the PTO off. It's on the dash, the auxiliary button.
Yep, that's a motor.
The big one.
Looks like the radiator's a little too small for it.
You don't drive
How much more radiator you get in there?
Well, he's up there in Minnesota, so he didn't need it as much down
Put
here.
the other bar.
It's in the car.
Okay.
Because we put a new battery in it trying to get it to start.
All right, enough of this. What's next?
442.
All right, we'll get this truck turned around. Let's unload them. They ain't going through the fence.
Why not?
Because, well, I did it with a Maserati once. It's amazing how few wrecks have
Did
been
not make
happening
it
here.
through. Okay.
So we're getting these cars off. These were some of the cream of the crop. There's a lot of other nice stuff there, and I got to figure out what I'm going to bring home because there's some stuff that just needs to go away to like a wholesale lot or somewhere. And then getting that big giant truck home is going to be a problem. I might have to put that on a flatbed unless we can sell it. Owen wanted to wash it up and put it in front of his
It
place.
doesn't need to be washed. It's clean.
Well, I know, not this time of year, but
I drove it from Troy's to Motor Soda, and even old Owen said I was nuts because I drove it at night. He said everybody gets pulled over in it. I did not.
well, you are nuts. But anyways, have you called the guy that owned it?
I just got back.
Well, you had 12 hours of sitting in the truck doing nothing.
You see how big that is? There's no phone calls that are supposed to be made, no texting, no emailing.
Oh, but you can drive that other big truck in the middle of the night.
What could happen? I run over a car.
What do we got? 6-speed?
6-speed, 22,000 miles, 2011, LS3.
Black on black convertible sport.
Yep. And then it's got a little cutout, so it's a little louder.
What do we peg this car at? 20 grand?
Nah, this one being that low mileage, probably closer to 30,
I
27.
was saying the 30s.
Yeah,
Depends on how clean it comes out. I mean, we're seeing a lot of whiskey dents.
But this
got
one
a
has no
whiskey
whiskey
scratch.
dents other than the
Headlight.
headlight right there is cracked.
Well, that's cheap enough.
Yeah. So this one, a good buff, and this thing's
Yeah, I think that'll buff out in the headlight and the front balance, and it's good.
All right, cool. Park it somewhere. Let's get this last one off. Pace cars. I've never had good luck with pace cars.
So this one's kind of cool because it's been literally under a cover since the day he bought it. 6,000 miles.
Well, how did he drive it under a cover?
I wasn't there, so I couldn't know.
Hadn't been under cover since the day he bought it.
We need to figure out if this is actually a track car
It's clean underneath.
because they didn't make very many of these.
Look at how clean it is.
Oh, it's new. It better be clean.
What is on this? 6,000 miles?
6,000.
And it's a 2009.
No, 99.
It's a 99.
99, so 30.
I guess I could have read that.
You're welcome. And it's Valentine's Day too.
These cars were pretty fast for back in 99.
Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, these are actually making a comeback. People remember these cars.
Yeah, but I bought the pace car before that was like,
You want to know what MSRP was?
what?
31,000.
This is back in 99.
Well, that's cheap.
Wow. So it's probably still worth that at least.
We'll keep that in the car. Is that the sticker?
Wow. Well, 31,440.
And it runs like brand new.
Great gas mileage too.
Yeah, right. Not compared to them Teslas.
No.
We good, Kenny?
Just
Nothing
floor
back
it and hope for the best. And it's T-tops.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
clear.
There's only 2 or 3 or 4
Straight
fucking
back.
actual pace cars, but they were only T-top cars.
You got it. And you're off. That went with the racing. And you're off.
You're right.
There you go.
So we got some bugs on that one because it was up top.
Yeah, and it's got blue on it. I need a bill of health on those cars. I mean,
Okay.
the Corvette and the pace car seem fine. We need a good bill of health on the Clone 442.
Okay.
And then we need to go real slow on the blower motor car.
Yep.
Because it hasn't had a gas cap on it in a while.
Yeah, I'll work
so
with
I
Phipps
told
on
them
that.
do not use whatever's in that tank.
Yep, I'll
Hook
get
it
with
up.
Phipps on that. The 442, all we have to do is fix a battery cable and then go through and just look at it underneath and everything like that. So
Okay.
everything seems to be all there. It's just little stuff.
All right. Well, you do that.
Okay.
Sean?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to a nice lunch with cold beer.
I'm in.
I had plugs. There's a couple bad plug wires. It's just been sitting. Somebody wired it kind of weird. That's why I guess that's why it starts sitting. These plugs. have been so hot. That's supposed to be silver. That's part of a hot rod life. It was going to be easy. Nothing ever is. Ignition switch was bad,
Right.
so we're replacing it.
Cool.
All right. And it should just slide in like most things. Okay, so this thing's been kind of a pain, but a lot of cars like this are. We got it running. It ended up being 2 burnt plug wires, and then so it would backfire all the time. So the carburetors were just black. We put fresh gas in it, a new starter, and we're finding things like this may have been the problem with the starter, but these wires were like all up against the exhaust. There's the fuel line's all up against the exhaust. So they took the ignition switch out to hot wire it, try to get it running. Didn't have a key. So I got a key and a tumbler, and it's not the factory plug. It's all wires, you know, with the crimp wires. You'll see it in a second. So we get that, and it works great out here under the dash. Then when you put it up in the dash, so you take it back down, and you do it again, and you do it again. You do it, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you order a new one. But this thing's just been, it's just one of those kind of cars, you know. But I got to show you something. This is the funniest part. But see, there's all the wires for that stupid switch. Pain, yeah. But look at this. This is supposed to be. Look at this. This tells me I'm going to drive this tonight. Damn it! we're going to drive it tonight. No. Y'all are saying that. Y'all are saying that, but I didn't screw nothing up yet.
It's in better shape.
But if you can get a shot, because it ran really good at one time. Because look at the tire. Can you get a shot of the tire there? How evenly these Coopers wore out. So this is another thing. If it's up on the list, we'll get a picture of it. This has a 454 big block and a 68 Camaro with a Ford transmission. It's got a Ford metric transmission in it.
What?
Yeah. Which may be a drag racing thing, but usually the drag racers put, you know,
Is it a Ford rear end too? Or
No, it's a stock rear end.
Really?
I'm not real. Yeah, I'm sure it was just a show car at one time.
I seen you do a burnout in the driveway. You got all happy.
The tires were wet.
What's that?
The tires were wet.
Yeah, the tires are wet. Sure.
Now it's a faux show car?
Faux show.
Do an oil change. We smell some fuel in the oil, so we'll get that out the way. Then it'll be time to clean it up. It'll be set to go.
I think there's like a channel on YouTube that talks about pop up and down headlights or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Kind of small channel.
Firebird, we're just gonna really just needs to be washed. I mean, there's a little bit, we talked about whiskey dents. It's not dented, but it's got a little paint transfer. We may fix the vinyl, but we're just gonna wash it up. It runs, drives good, does everything it's supposed to do. It should for 6,000 miles. So, and it's got everything. T-top covers that have never been installed. It's got everything. It's got everything. Brand new. So just decoding the VIN a little bit, and it looks like that it was all over the U.S. from Utah to Miami to Indianapolis to back to Texas. It was built in Arlington, so and they're all within a 2-year span, and then you got a couple
to Indiana?
Yeah, it went to Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it has 3 different ones that are just recently, but it looks like just brake service and stuff like that. So. It toured. It may or may not have been in the actual pace car, which if it is, it'd be really, really cool. It makes a lot more money.
Drive it like.
Stole it?
No, like somebody's behind you.
Huh?
Yeah.
I own one. It's okay.
The little pin in there is worn out or loose.
Okay.
Oh, like that.
So we just got this Camaro running. We're doing a little bit of just testing because it didn't have race fuel in it. It's a high compression motor. We had to replace the accelerator pedal because the accelerator pedal was real sketchy. We had a gasket between the blower and the intake that was leaking, so we had a big vacuum leak. The car's driving good. For as good as it's gonna get. I mean, I really don't think it needs to go much faster than this. So, you're coming along for a ride. Yeah, she gets sideways. It's fucking crazy, dude. This thing is insane.
This thing and the Mustang go sideways.
Yeah.
They go so sideways.
Well, this thing, that 442 is insane, dude.
It goes sideways?
They're not really set up to go straight. These things are made to just be drivers, but if this thing was set up to go straight, fuck, it would hook so good and actually go somewhere. Right now, it just wants to spin the tires.
Yeah.
We weren't in first.
We were only in first.
We were not. Yeah. We were in second. The only thing I wish somebody did to this car is put bigger brakes on it. Drum rear brakes and small little disc brakes in the front don't work that well with a lot of power.
That thing goes.
That was probably 110 within 2 blocks. We're in Mexico, by the way. We are definitely in Mexico.
Guadalajara.
Yep, Guadalajara, Mexico. At that Gas Monkey location.
Uh-oh. So how we doing?
Doing a whole lot better than when we first got it.
It's freaking rad. Sounds good.
It sounds real good. Just a breather.
Just a breather?
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's running cool. It's braking. It's doing what it's supposed to. The brakes need to be updated, but I don't think it's worth it for us.
Actually,
The next owner can do that.
Should be replaced. But I mean, they're working, but they could work better.
Well, I think it's good enough just to give a real definition of what it is.
What it is, yeah, no, I
and
think
then just sell it and say, look, we found it. It had been sitting for a while. We got it running, driving. You can go down the freeway. You can go down the road.
but it's
And
going to
that's
need
it.
some updates, yeah.
It's
It
gonna
just
need
needs
some
updates.
Especially that 1980s interior.
Yeah. A lot of it is all 1980s. Remember when this shit came out from AutoZone?
Oh, yeah. Look at the welds on this freaking
I know, this radiator
man.
is...
That's horrible.
All right, we'll put the air cleaner back on and we're good to go.
What's it worth? Oh, here comes Cam. Cam, you're my buyer.
What's up, man?
You're my buyer, man. 35 grand right now.
40.
I got one. Why don't we switch one of the cars for this one? We can work a deal out.
No, 35 grand. You
No, my
own.
Cuda's worth more than this. Come on.
You're what?
I got a Cuda with the same setup as you got, probably a little
A
bit.
CUDA?
The Cuda's not worth more than this. Just a bare body goes for 20 grand.
You see my Cuda?
I know, but a bare completely.
You see my
empty
CUDA? It's right
fucking
behind.
Camaro.
71 one owner with original paint, original interior. Get you some of that.
You have to come look at mine. You'll like it. It's like this. It's
I don't like this kind of shit.
You know?
I hate this
No.
shit.
Well, whoever was driving it, they should have probably had a four. You probably needs to be
It
mini
needs to be
tub.
4-lane.
Yeah, it needs to be 4-lane because I saw it. It almost got away.
squirrely.
Yeah, it gets squirrely quick.
Oh no, yeah, I saw the underneath of this car, and it looks like it's put together with pickup sticks.
Oh, no, it was put together in the 90s. As cheap as you could put a blower car together. For sure.
525 horse, 60.
It is insane.
Is it squirrely? No, this thing went break away. Were you driving it?
Yeah, I was
That
driving.
went- I was walking with the gas and I saw.
Normally these are. You have to own one.
No kidding.
Hop in, dude.
Turbo clutch.
No, it's a hydraulic clutch. It's just real fucking heavy. If you're not in, if you don't press it all the way in, it's not going anywhere.
Motor sounds good.
Sounds real good.
It's got a good little street cam in it. Nothing too fancy.
Nothing crazy.
All right, so what'd you do to this?
So this
when
one
you got in.
So this one, when we got in, we basically just put some fuel in it. We changed the oil. The top motor needs to be worked on, but other than that, this car is super, super clean underneath. It has gone through probably a nut and bolt restoration, if not once, but twice.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this car's insane. Yeah, this car is ridiculous. 575 my ass.
What do you think?
That was pretty nuts.
Oh, that's a fun.
The thing is
fucking
fast.
car, dude. That's a dependable, fun car, dude.
Oh yeah.
Look at him.
That one that I'll put a bet that this one's probably faster than
Oh, I guarantee you fucking that.
Yeah, this thing's a sleeper. It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
How'd you
So,
like
here
the
we go.
drive?
I put it against
I love fast cars, but you know what? That thing right there rides good and pulled in every gear. I think all the way to fourth it was pulling. Yeah.
Oh.
It was still spinning. It was
Get
still
you some of
spinning.
that. We're making these cars go. We still got, well, we got 58 some odd vehicles in any shapes and forms up there. And we got these all running and driving. I'm pretty stoked on it. We're just gonna have to figure out how to get the next 48 or 50 down here to Gas Monkey and figure out what we're gonna do with them. Stay tuned and get you some of that. Go to gasmonkeygarage.com. Everything you buy, every dollar you spend is an entry. So get some, and you're gonna get to come and take one of my cars. Who knows? These might be in it. Boom! If you want to ever have a drive off, we got to go over to Fort Worth. They got this thing called the Loop 820. I believe it's 56 miles around. I'd have to look it back up again because it's been a while. And we call it a rat race. All the way around, you take down your odometer and you have a half-mile discrepancy to use. And I'll race anybody for $100 grand.